This is the only video you will ever need to watch about parlays. So, the question is it even smart to play parlays if we want to become long-term winners in sports betting? We often see short-term results, and many sports bettors promote parlays. Bookmakers love parlays too, and there is a big reason for that. The first thing we need to understand is why bookmakers win. They win because they have an advantage, and this advantage is created by them. They simply offer us unfair odds, and this is a gap that every sports bettor must overcome. If this advantage is too big, it is very bad for sports bettors and very good for bookmakers. So what is a parlay? A parlay is a bet type where we put multiple games on one ticket, and most of the time, we must win all games to win the bet. Bookmakers love them, and losing bettors love them too, because they hope to hit that big winner. But professional sports bettors stay away from them. I know there are a lot of videos on the internet, and a lot of handicappers offer parlay bets or advice on how to bet on parlays. But let me tell you this, the facts and the math are against you. Bookmakers win because they have the advantage. Every time we make a bet, we pay them a small fee, a margin, juice, or vig if you like. The most important thing to understand is that we pay an unfair price. The bigger their advantage, the harder it is to beat them. When it comes to long-term success, this disadvantage becomes very important. That's why the bookmaker's business model is so successful. On the other side, long-term winning bettors must beat these margins. Let's take an example. Suppose a team has a 50% winning probability. In this case, fair odds would be plus 100 in American odds or 2.0 in decimal odds. That's easy to calculate. If you bet $100, you should make a $100 profit on a game with a 50% probability. But of course, bookmakers never offer fair odds. They offer unfair odds. So instead of plus 100, they'll offer minus 110 or 1.91. This means that instead of profiting $100, you only profit 91. So how much do you lose? You lose $9 out of 100, a 9% loss, simply because the odds are unfair. Now, what happens if we play a double, a ticket with two games? Fair odds would be plus 300 or 4.0 in decimal, but instead, they offer plus 265. So instead of a $300 profit, we only get 265. That's an 11.7% loss. What if we play 3 games on a ticket? Fair odds would be plus 700, but because they offer unfair odds, we get only plus 597. So instead of $700 profit, we get $597, about a 14.7% loss. The more games we put on a ticket, the bigger the bookmaker's advantage becomes. If we bet a single, it's around 9% loss. A double is about 11.7%. A treble is about 14.7%. And if we put 10 games on a ticket, it's around 37% loss, which is huge. The more games we put on a ticket, the worse our situation becomes. This is something every sports bettor must understand. The more games you put on a ticket, the bigger advantage bookmakers have against you. That's why all professionals stay away from parlays, at least when it comes to a long-term approach and becoming a consistent winner in sports betting. Bookmakers are getting smarter every single day. The market is sharper every single day. Beating the market and beating the closing line is not simple. If you put yourself in a position where you give bookmakers an even bigger advantage, that's a crazy thing to do. If you just want to try your luck and hit a big winner, fine. You can try parlays, and bookmakers will welcome you because you'll pay a lot of fees. But if you want to take sports betting seriously, and if you want to become a long-term winner, then stay away from parlays. There is one exception though. If you truly have an advantage, if your bets have positive expected value, then in theory, parlays can actually amplify that edge. But very few bettors have a real advantage, and even for those who do, the variance can kill you. The swings become huge, and it can take a long time before your edge shows up in results. That's why for almost everyone, parlays remain a losing strategy. Bookmakers understand numbers. Their whole business is based on probabilities. Sharp bettors also understand probabilities, numbers, and margins. And that's why we can close this discussion forever. Margins keep multiplying, and since most bettors don't have the edge, the discipline, or proper bankroll management, bookmakers will always stay one step ahead. I hope this video helps you make better betting decisions in the future. And if you want to learn the proper way to bet using sports betting models and numbers, visit underdogchance.com. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give it a like, or share it with your friends if you think they'll find value in it. Thank you for watching.